better way to do it. Do you understand what I said? Because you said you could see your body in the timeline.
Yes, but what I mean is I know my eyes are here, yeah, real time, and I can imagine seeing something in front of me. That's no problem. I can imagine seeing the timeline. That's no problem.
Perfect.
But to imagine that my body turns over and takes a different position.
You're going to turn your attention. It's as you might do when you drive a car. And you turn around 180 degrees when you're driving the car.
But think of it, can you imagine that you are on top of a tall building?
You can imagine that.
10th floor,
Yes.
right? And can you imagine that you're looking safely, you're looking down and you see the cars and the
You see the
people
cars
down
on the
on
road
the street,
below.
little small, like that.
You can imagine that, yeah?
Can you imagine that? The same way you can imagine
Your timeline.
being above the
I have
time.
to put it down and not
Correct.
go upside myself.
But sometimes
Well, you're going to
can
go up
put it
10
down.
floors
That's
in the
fine.
building. That's fine. You look over the edge.
But you can drop the timeline if you want. That's the same thing as long as you are imagining yourself being above the time.
I can-
Got it now?
Good.
Yes.
That's great.
Good.
Okay, questions about that? How did that go? What questions you have? What did you learn? What do we need to know? Yes?
I was looking at my timeline and I can't see pictures. All I can see is just a line. That's all I can really see.
Perfect. How many people in the room saw a line?
Only a line.
I guess it's possible.
How many people saw pictures?
How many people saw pictures? Ah, good. I guess it's possible.
So how do I do it?
The way you did it.
I want to see pictures.
Well, that's a different issue. How you did it was perfect. See, you make pictures in your head anyway?
Yeah, I've got a pretty good imagination. It
Good.
seems like there's a huge shell around my...
Then the next time you do it, tell your unconscious mind you want to see the pictures.
Sometimes in order, I do exactly what you do, by the way.
Okay.
When I float above my timeline, all I see is just like a little tunnel like this
Yeah.
of light. I don't see anything in the timeline. But in order for me to begin to see memories in the timeline, I need to get closer to the
Get closer.
timeline. Because when I float high up in the air, there's nothing.
Yeah, I'm really high, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, come on down a little bit.
So experiment with the distance from the timeline, and as you approach the timeline, you might be able to see the memories like slides, or however you do it, movie. All of those are possible.
Thank you.
By the way, everything that you heard described is correct. It's correct for you.
How you do time therapy is correct for you. Each person may do it differently. That's perfect.
There is no perfect recipe for everybody, because you all have your own unconscious minds, and your unconscious minds have their own opinion about how they symbolize. By the way, this is a symbol. Those of you who are Jungian psychologist fans, it's just a symbol that the unconscious mind provides
Your
to
timeline is an
symbolize
archetype.
your timeline
If
is
you're
an
fans of
archetype.
Carl Jung, the unconscious mind gives us an archetype. It's called the timeline. An archetype means a symbol that appears in a broad proportion of the population. Virtually everyone has a timeline. Or actually, in the book How People Perceive Time, 1978, the psychologists discovered that 98% of the people they interviewed
They have some.
had a timeline, roughly. So good, so good. So we've discovered our timeline, we floated above the timeline. I just want to check and make sure there's no other questions about that so far. Yes.
I'm not sure how to ask. When I thought about above my timeline, I see my past and my future have different colors.
Perfect.
Hoe zeg je submodaliteiten?
Submodalities.
Submodalities.
Yeah.
How in timeline therapy is that
Different
something
colors
you
are
do-
fine.
Yeah, but is that something when people have problems with emotions in an event? Is that something that you use to?
The colors, no. But we're going to show you how to, in a moment we're going to do a demonstration with someone of getting rid of a negative emotion. And we'll see how it works.
So it is possible that
We don't actually use the colors.
the colors are different because of presence of negative emotions, or simply because your unconscious mind does it this way. Do timeline therapy.
Your future is
See-
different from your past.
See if after timeline therapy the colors of your timeline change.
And if they change, then they had to do with the negative
That was
emotions. It's perfect. The way you do it's perfect. thank your unconscious mind for giving you such a vivid picture. of your
Sometimes it's very interesting to comprehend consciously why the unconscious mind chooses certain symbols, certain colors, certain things. Why for some of us we have slides with the memories, why for some of us we see the movie of our life, why for some of us we see a colored timeline, why for some of us we see just a white line.
How many people see colors in their timeline? How many people see slides? Put your hands down, thank you. How many people see slides in their timeline? How many people see pictures in those slides in their timeline? Great. How many people see movies in their timeline? Great. What else? JPEGs. How many people see JPEGs? Or MOVs?
Gaps?
No, I'm strictly
You
in
have
MPEG
gaps
4.
in your timeline?
You have gaps in your timeline. How many
That's
people?
definitely a symbol
How many
from your
people-
unconscious mind.
Yeah, it's the unconscious
Anybody
mind.
else has
How many
gaps?
people have gaps in their timeline? Okay.
Good, good. Yeah.
By
So
the
all
way-
of that is important, by the way.
All of these are important. None of them have any particular problematical meaning, unless they do. No, it's very simple. We work from the presenting problem. So if a client has a presenting problem, we work from that angle, not.
If there isn't a problem, we're not going to say you should have your timeline red with blue. No.
And everybody must have their timeline red with blue.
Who
We
are
don't
we
say
to
that.
decide that?
Yeah, by the way, I didn't say that. That was a joke.
No, it's a joke.
People
leave,
write
leave
that
your
down.
timeline the way it is, okay? It's
It'll
fine.
show
It's
up
just
on the
fine.
blogs. You know. Dad said timeline's got to be red with blue. I didn't say that. I said that was a joke.